happening within India, all of this is going to change, but it will have an impact on urban development itself. We were looking at, one is of course looking at how to make it more efficient, how to decrease diesel vehicles, how to get people to share vehicles, how to get people to use public transport, where possible walk and cycle. But the other part of education here is how you plan a city so that the very requirement of walking changes, and that would require a change from our earlier zoning patterns, where we had industrial and commercial areas and residential areas quite far away. So most people would have to commute. These patterns are changing, and India needs to change very rapidly. So when we talk about education for climate awareness, one part of it is talking with schools, talking with college students, where we raise the awareness so whichever professions they go, they will be able to apply the key concepts of climate change in their sector. Climate change in that sense cannot be dealt with as a separate field. It is something which has to be built in to all major policy making, because it has an impact. Everything has an impact on climate change. You will also have to look at how people take it. We got this wonderful scheme in Gandhinagar of solar rooftops. Now, how do you take it to the whole state, and how do we make it so that people understand it, people act on it? How do we take? There's a major initiative on greening, for instance, and there's also the urban greening initiative. At CE, if you see a Google map, you will see a very green spot at Kaltej, where there was no tree at all before. And we are trying to green this again through participation of people and acting with it. And all of this will create more green jobs, more green tasks. In some cases, it will green existing jobs. So you might have an electrician and you might want to train them in terms of how they can use LEDs or how they can use different techniques so that electricity is saved. The same thing goes with plumbing, the same thing goes with a number of other things. In some cases, there are totally new jobs. The people who know how to work on the new metro, which will be set up, or working on the full field of solar energy or other renewables, as renewable energies goes up. So I think climate change is a very dynamic, exciting department, which we have to work with all the departments. And Gujarat's steering committee on the climate change department has, in fact, secretaries of all the other departments on it. But to do that and to get people to believe in it, education and training is critical. Training not only at the senior level, but training at middle level, training in different sectors, training in private sectors and others. And at CE, we have innovated with some of the most innovative ways and effective ways of doing this and researching them so that we can show whether that thing has been effective or not. So I would say, I would like to sort of end today by saying that we must realize what a unique planet we are living on. This is one of the first Earthrise photographs of the full planet which was taken. We have to be careful. We are on a very delicate balance. Carbon dioxide or methane are very small elements in the atmosphere. But it is, I sometimes say, it's like salt in food.
ચાલુ કરી દો.
If you double the amount
પહેલા
of
ચાલુ
salt,
કરી દો ને.
you eat it.
કાઢું ના બેટરી વગર ચાલુ થાય છે કે નહીં એ જોવાનું. નાય થાય કદાચ.
Small change, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, average temperature rise will have disastrous effects all over the planet.
ઘેરમાં નહીં જોઈ લે પહેલા.
Because of the drought conditions, we will have a bigger impact.
Yeah.
It is very important that all our citizens understand it, and we all work very closely with the climate change department and other departments to fulfill this. So I end by saying, they all say, increase your handprint, increase what you can do positively, and decrease your footprint. Thank you very much.
अभी तक रिसीव नहीं हुआ है. ओके ठीक है, तो रिसीव होता है तो मेरे को बोलना. मैंने तो मेरा स्क्रीनशॉट आपको डाला है. ये जो एक काम कीजिए, मैं अब दोबारा से उसका स्टेटमेंट डालता हूँ.
thank you very much for your very and elaborate presentation
જોયું ચાલો
encompassing
આ બેટરી છે ને
topics
પેલામાં ઘાલી દેવાની
from
જાય ઓ સોલર
the entire
ચાલે
range
છે કે નહીં પેલા જોઈ લેવાનું બોલો
and also talking about the state action plan and various
ચાલે છે કે નહીં જોઈ લેવાનું
policies of government of Gujarat.
બસ લે ચાલશે લે આ બંધ કર દો
Before I'll request
જવું
Dr.
છે ને
Shahana Chatraj from WRI to share her slides, I will request Professor
મારું કોણ
Sanskruti
કાઢ્યું
Majumdar, Director of
આ ખોલી
Institute of Climate
પેલા
Change
તારા મેલ દે
Research, is also a knowledge partner of this entire series of webinars. So I request Professor Majumdar, Sanskruti Majumdar, to share her slides. And ma'am, you have around 7 to 8 minutes, and then we will go ahead with the presentation of Dr. Shahana.
વડો નડ બંધ કર
Ma'am, you can share your slides now.
Yeah.
ઓ
Thank you, Shwetal bhai. Thank you so much for giving me this slot for expressing my views. And before I continue, I have to thank the Climate Change Department, Government of Gujarat, for including Institute of Climate Change Research at the Maharaja University of Baroda as the knowledge partner for this series of webinars. We also look forward to a long collaboration with you, especially in our previous talk we have mentioned that we would like to contribute especially to the school children using the infrastructure and the expertise which we have within the university, along with core research in the field of climate change. So I have a very small presentation over here where I'm just discussing the role of education in tackling climate change. I will not divert to the technical aspects because all the previous speakers have already conveyed very clearly the impact of climate change and also what necessary actions are related to that. So, just like the previous speaker said, that children are the best ambassadors, and if we catch them young, then we can make a bigger impact as compared to using any other source. Because children have a habit of understanding and grasping things in a different way, and also influencing their parents and family and the society around them to do what is right. If children convince the parents what is right and what is wrong, the implementation is faster as compared to enforcing by terms of law or by terms of any other mechanism. So if we catch the children young and if we are able to create awareness amongst the children about climate change and its impacts, and especially about the do's and don'ts which which any individual can do, then they can become the brand ambassadors for awareness in the field of climate change. So that is what has been emphasized by Sri Karthikeyan sir also, and I second his thoughts on this particular aspect. But along with that, we also need to understand and we know that there are a couple of agencies across the globe which are involved in
મીટર નું
not
જીબી
just
એસ્ટિમેટ આલે
research but also action related to climate change. And many of these agencies are now zeroing down by bringing the research and application to city levels. Just like there are a couple of cities in Gujarat also which have signed the MOU for the Global Convent of Mayors, and they are trying to understand the impact of climate change on micro levels rather than talking of global levels or national levels. They are trying to understand the impact on micro levels, city levels, and then what can be done for the mitigation action which is needed at the ground zero level. So it is a very good time that number of agencies are coming together for this particular purpose, and that climate change department is facilitating this interaction among many of the agencies over here. as a researcher, as an academician, I have to say that although a lot of research is already ongoing on the field of climate change, in spite of that fact, there is need for more and continuous research. We have come a long way over the last 3 decades in terms of research, in terms of application of technology, in terms of analysis of satellite images, and our accuracy is increasing with every passing day. However, we cannot stop and take a rest at this place. We need to go on coordinating our efforts. We need to go on improving our efforts in understanding the impact, as I told you, not just at global level, but at micro level. The reason is that each city has a different character and each city is going to behave in a different way, respond in a different way to the impact of climate change. Also, the action taken at the city level will impact the climate change for that city level, which can, of course, then translate to the regional level as well. So it is a continuous cycle, a vice versa cycle, where the global climate change is definitely impacting the regional climate change as well as the microclimate change. But micro development in the city is also in a way contributing to the global climate change, and therefore a continuous research is necessary in this particular aspect over here. And when we talk of continuous research, we need a lot of data which needs to be analyzed by number of people, because climate change is a subject which has affected almost all aspects of our life. So just talking about the impact of change in 1 degree, 1.5 degree or 2 degree in terms of temperature and rainfall is not going to serve the purpose. We need to zero down and spread the analysis to other subjects as well. Because as we know that there is hardly any subject which is not impacted by climate change. Even if you talk about finance is definitely impacted by the pattern of rainfall for any country. And so in a way, climate change has a role to play in terms of the finance and the GDP of the nation as well. Similarly, if we talk of agriculture, food security, health and hygiene, or for that matter, anything, infrastructural development, everything is impacted by climate change, and therefore we need to spread the research in different fields. So whatever core researchers are doing in terms of analyzing the meteorological parameters of climate change, that now needs to be spread across. Information needs to be shared with the other researchers who are doing research in their own field, be it botany, be it zoology, or any other science, medical science. So what is necessary at this aspect is a proper coordination and collaboration. Coordination amongst different researchers of different institutes, as well as collaboration of multi-institutes at this level. That will play a bigger role rather than number of people carrying out research at different levels in their own institute. So collaboration is the key to the success in case of climate change research. And when we are talking of research, it has to be action oriented. So whatever research outcomes we get, that has to be taken in the form of a continuous cycle in terms of observing what is happening, reflecting, analyzing, reporting, sharing, then reflecting about what action can be taken, evaluating, implementing, revisiting as to what can be done, then take it to the planning level, identifying, informing, organizing, and then action level. Now this, as I told you, should be a continuous cycle, and Climate Change Department, Government of Gujarat is playing a very big role in this particular process of action research, where it is actually coordinating amongst various agencies, researchers, academic institutes, as well as NGOs, and trying to understand what can be done, and then also taking the initiatives to implement that. So this has to be a continuous action, not just at the global level, but has to percolate down to the country level, state level, as well as the city community level, and this can be done only with coordination and collaboration. That is what I personally believe. And when we are talking of the research, it has to be in terms of multi-pronged attitude. So, one, we need to understand how constitutive action can be taken in terms of understanding the impact of climate change on us, and then international involvement, institutional involvement, public services involvement, empowering people or organizations for carrying out research, social learning, and interactive interaction. And then we can put all this together, and I'm sure we are going to make some impact in that sense. So it is not just one person who will be able to make an impact when we talk of climate change. It will have to be a multi-pronged attitude where each one of us, each individual has to contribute in whatever way possible in understanding, spreading awareness, and mitigating the climate change. So, as I said, any one agency will not be able to contribute. We will need a team in the form of contribution from the government, funding for researchers, as well as active participation of researchers and academicians. We need NGOs, we need citizens, we need children who will be the brand ambassadors. So it has to be a continuous improvement cycle where we will be continuously looking at what is happening around us, analyzing what is happening around us, and then devising mechanism to mitigate the climate change. So the key is awareness, research, analysis, and application. That is what I personally believe. And together, if we join hands together, I'm sure that we will be in a position to make some impact in the field of climate change. So I will stop with that. I will not take much time. And I will once again thank Shwetal Bhai as well as Climate Change Department for including Institute of Climate Change Research as the knowledge partner. Thank you so much. We look forward to a strong collaboration in future too.
Thank you, ma'am. Your presentation was very enlightening today. Ma'am, kindly mute your mic. Yeah, as it has given a very broad perspective of education from kindergarten level to higher education and the research. Now I will request Dr. Sahana from World Resources Institute to kindly give her remarks today, and after her presentation we will also take the question and answer from our participants. Today we have got a very good response from spectrum of participants, and they very actively participated in today's workshop, today's webinar. Sahana ji is the Director of Research at WRI, and she also analyzed the data, as I understand. So, ma'am, kindly give your views in today's topic of the seminar.
Thank you very much. It's a real honor to be on a panel with Padma Shri Dr. Kartikeya Sarabhai and Dr. Juldar. I'm going to talk at a little bit more abstract level, and as I'm not a climate expert, but I'm coming at this from the development angle, and also as someone who's been in education myself. Let me share my screen.
दबावती ना बराबर से चालो ना चाले दी
अभी नहीं के खाए के
आवता नहीं